everybody, this is part 2 of our Cocoa Vanilla Merry and Bright layout. I am now making another single page layout using the remainders of our paper and just doing a few different other techniques. I am going to start with adding some oxide ink to the background, and I'm using Hickory Smoke and the new Rustic Wilderness. So I am going to start first with our Hickory Smoke, and I am going to ink this up using our brush. A lot of people think that it looks like a makeup brush. It kind of does in a sense, I guess. But we're going to ink this baby up. Hopefully my last color doesn't get on here because I'm using one I used previously, but whatever. So we'll deal with that after. But anyways, we're going to do a few different sheets of pattern paper, and we're going to stagger it a little bit and have our mat. So I'd like to have the ink go around the outside. So that is what we're going to attempt to do now. So we're just going to eyeball it. This does not have to be perfect. There's no perfect. Just do however you like. Basically just wanting to get like some background color. And if you didn't have one of these brushes, you could also use a sponge, or you can use your Tim Holtz blending brushes, or whatever you might have. I'm just putting this on like so. And this is just a regular piece of white basil cardstock. Yeah, so again, does not have to be perfect. We're not going for perfect. That is definitely not what we're going for. So just want it to be just however. You do you. Okay. So now we're going to put on a Rustic Wilderness, and with this one we don't need a ton because it is a brighter color and a more bold color, I should say. So we're going to ink this up, and we can, less is more when you're starting off because you can always add but you can't take away. So make sure you don't put too much on. You can always add. So we're going to do like so. We don't need to do the inside because that's where we're going to have paper. So that doesn't matter so much. So I think I'm just going to leave this like that for now. Actually here I might add a little bit more. I'm going to build this out a little bit because we're going to have actual stamping in this area. So I will show you what that's going to look like. Alright, so there's that for now. The next thing we're going to do is actually cut our mats or our background sheets. And what I'm using for this one, I am using the Star Bright, and this is the other side. I'm going to be using both sides. So we're going to use both sides of that. We are going to use a little bit of this side. And we are going to use a little bit of this one, which was Happy Holidays. And possibly a little bit of this one. So those are the color patterns that we're going with. So my first one I'm going to put down, I believe, is going to be the gingham. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut mats, and you can cut whatever size you want, but I want them to be smaller on the bottom and get larger to our bigger one, if that makes sense. I'm going to cut out the full width of my paper because I'm going to be using this for something else. So you could do that. So I'm going to go like that. That will be base number 1. Or should I do it like this? Base number 1, base number 2, and you can also round these if you want to, and I might round them, I'm not sure yet. So there's that. And then I'm going to do base number 3. And really with these, you don't need actual dimensional sizes. You can pick whatever you want because it's totally up to you. It's just backgrounds. So we will put that one, again, we're going to stagger it like so. And then we're going to cut off the rough edge because we used this one in our last project. So we're going to cut that off and make another base, background, mat, whatever you want to call it. To go there. I might, you know, I'm going to cut that down just a little bit more. And don't worry about all these little pieces. I use all these little pieces in multiple different projects, so that is never an issue. Okay, so there. And then now I'm going to take my paper, and since we used this in our last one, same thing, cut off the rough edge. I'm going to cut off our UPC label. And for those of you who cut off the UPC label, you don't always have to throw them away. This piece on the other side always has additional paper you could use on borders, on edges, whatever it might be. And it's awesome. For those of you, and I find this a lot working in a scrapbook store, they don't realize, because papers when they're displayed are supposed to be like this. I'll show you a full page. They're supposed to be like this when they're in display, so you can see the bottom edge. So you don't have to flip the paper. This bottom edge, which is usually the UPC on the other side, is telling you what's on the other side of the page. And a lot of people don't realize that. Not every company does this, but many do. So when you see that at the bottom, that is what is on the other page. Again, here's another one. That's there. That's the other side. So, and that's how they're meant to be displayed, so you can see what's on the other side. Plus you can also use that little bit of extra paper that you purchased. So it's actually pretty handy. So with this one, I am going to do a white mat for my picture when I actually put the picture on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack the mat down so I know how to cut it. So I'm going to do that now. My adhesive isn't working so great today. Don't know why. Anyways, I think I got something stuck in there. But whatever that may be, there we go. It's going now. So now we're going to tack this down on our green, like so. And now we can cut this out. There we go, there's our mat. So that will be, and you just have to, once we tack that down, the main part. So there we go, this will be our background. And then we're going to add all of our die cuts, our stamping, and all of our other little tidbits and pieces. So that's coming next. So now we're back. I've tacked all of that down like I showed you. And now the next thing we're going to do is put down our stamp. And this one is from Stupendous. So I'm going to use our Ranger Archival ink in jet black. Just put it on our stamp like so. And we're not going to push overly hard, but just gently. Like so. Look at that. That's awesome. That's exactly what I was going for, and we're going to do it on this side as well. In a couple places. Like that. And you put a little bit more on. And like that. Voila! Look how awesome that is. Okay, so that's our stamp, and again, that's from Stupendous. So we'll clean that later, put that away, put our ink away, and now we are left with our layout. And we need to put some ephemera on here. I've already cut out a few of the titles. We are going to use from this sheet, which is called Oh What Fun. We're going to use some of this, plus our die cuts that came in our ephemera pack. So we have that as well. Another thing that we can do is we're going to splatter this. But I'm going to splatter it once we get our ephemera on. So this one, like I'd said before in my video number 1, will probably be something to do with inside. So I will probably use one of these. Don't know which one we should use. Maybe this one to tie things in. Or maybe use that. And we have these border ones. We could use one of these and cut it off and just use a little snippet of it. These can be cut out, so those are awesome little taggies. So that's an idea as well. I don't really want to do pink, so I don't think I'm going to use that. So I gotta stop saying I say so a lot. But anyways, we are going to go through some of our pieces and see what we have. Christmas is a different kind of year this year, so a lot of things probably go for most people because it's not a standard typical year. Hopefully everybody is doing okay and well and not stressing so much about a lot of this stuff. There's really not a whole lot we can do other than just try and stay safe. And I will just leave it at that. One thing I am going to do is pop out one of these. This is a really cool piece that came in our ephemera pack because you have your frame that you can pop out. You have another frame you can pop out. Another frame, so there's 3 frames, plus you've got these 3 headers. So I think I'm going to use one of these, and I'm just trying to figure out if I'm going to use Joyful or Merry, because I kind of want to give it a little bit of a pop of color. And Merry might be too bright. I wonder if Joyful's kind of neat. Hopefully we're joyful. But anyways, that might work. So maybe take that one off. Another thing is this round one. And this is pretty cool as well because it also has 2. So you just have to pop them out of each other. You've got this round one. And I really like these round ones. You can use it like that. You can put something underneath it like a picture. Or you can even cut it and use it in pieces. And then there's also this other one you can pop out. What I might do with this one is do something like that. I don't know. Still playing around with this. But here's some pieces that we can also use. I don't think I'm going to use that. Flowers are always a good thing. Remember, I said we're doing probably something inside with this one. This might be neat. We could do something like that. My family decided this year, and maybe this was a little bit more on my side, I'm not sure, because my son probably isn't spending Christmas with us, and my husband is going to be away. So it's really just my daughter and I for Christmas Day. And we also decided this year not to exchange Christmas presents because not everybody is working. So with that, we didn't put up a tree. So I can't really do a Christmas tree thing here, but I thought, you know what, we could do our yard. We could do our feast that we have. We could even do, if we really wanted to, outside around the fire pit. There's a few things you could do. So I don't really want to focus on a Christmas tree for me because we don't have one. What I might do is a bunch of flowers in bits and put that like that. And maybe that like that. You could even use, for those of you that know what it is, Wink of Stella on this. Wink of Stella would add a pop. There's so many things you could do with this. Like, really? I just love the colors. Truly, I just enjoy the colors. The colors make me happy. If anything, that's like the bonus for me. So what are you thinking, friends? Yay, nay? Normally it's good to have like 3 different areas with like a little bit of something something, but I'm not sure. I might do it like that. What do you think? I'm kind of digging it. The joyful up there. What do you think? Should we tack her down? We also have some hearts here. We can also add some hearts. So I think, you know what? I think this is good. Let's tack this baby down. And away we go. Alright, so there you have it. That is done. But what we need, really, I think, is some kind of a little title. So we can grab that, and I'll grab that right now. Okay, so here's our title. Just says Holly Jolly. And you can put that wherever. But I think I'm going to put it right in here. So I'm going to pop that up with our foam squares. And we'll pop that right in, maybe closer to here. That's awesome. So one thing you could do with this, and I think I might, is use our Wink of Stella and add some sparkles and some glitz to it. So that is what we are going to do now. So now I have our clear Wink of Stella, And it's just going to add a little bit of glittery goodness to our page. So I think where I'm going to add it is in the holly berries, the snowflake area, and I think I'm going to add it to a little bit of our title. Just to make it pop a little bit. Yeah, I like that better already. Awesome. So that looks good. I like that. Maybe we'll just put a little bit in here. And since this is the only leaf that looks like this, I'll maybe put it in here. Ooh, got a little bit too much in that one. So anyways, that is our layout number 2 with our Cocoa Vanilla Merry and Bright line. I hope you enjoyed that. Don't forget to subscribe to this feed and this channel, and like our Facebook feed. I also have Instagram and a blog, so check that out. I hope you enjoy these videos. There's lots more to come, and there's a lot of more new content coming, including jewelry making and traveler's notebooks and happy planners and a bunch more. So stay tuned, and I hope to see you soon.